Hello, everyone. This is your captain, Fantastic World, to welcome you aboard the HMS Fantastic Voyages 2. And here we are on the Sunless Seas beneath Lovecraft Country. Okay, so quick recap from last time. Now we have a few things to consider. Now, first of all, if you may recall from last episode, I'm going to see if we can establish what we'll call the Dream Snake trade, in which we're going to attempt to use our shall we say, rather interesting fellow in the back there, the tireless mechanics affliction, to try to breed dream snakes to sell over at Con Shadow. This is a little weird, mind you, but this is a weird game, and we're going to try all kinds of stuff. Now, of course, we've also got the magician almost to the point where all he needs is Shintalak in order to complete his plan of going in astral combat. We might lose him. Okay, we already lost the sigil-ridden navigator, and now we could lose him, but we still have engineers. We still have our first officer, frankly, my preferred first officer. And yeah, so let's go recap. We've got 18 fuel from the Abbey for all of our port reports. The fungi, Blemigan, the muter salt, and the solace fruit that we require to cure our gear, and completely unused doctor. But yeah, the problem being is that we can't get a strange catch. We haven't yet found anything. We will stopping at the Abbey as soon as we leave London to see if we can randomly grab one there and we can finally cure the dear woman. After that, we'll still need more muter salt and strange catches for our chefs. Because the chefs, they want more exotic ingredients. Now, I already burned through all the port reports, and I don't think we have much else to do besides to restock supplies. Head to head to the old Hunter's, something or other. The Hunter Island, the one where we had the three sisters that were cannibals that burned down their own place, and still have that feral maid somewhere lurking on the island. I swear, I honestly would respect Alex if he had a random attack by the maid at some point when we were trying to do this, because that would mean that he actually used the dangling plot thread. Now, in order to create the Dream Snake boxes, we need one Clayman and one Mirror Catch boxes. So I just expended the sunlight for our dear friend on the dock here for 400. But we're going to see if we can fill these two and bring them back to Con Shadow, which we have to go to eventually anyways. I considered selling the Stygian Ivory, but it's actually worth slightly more, and we're going to be heading in that direction anyway. Actually, we don't need any Claymen for a while. Could be a little bit. It's not that much. Yeah, okay. I'm going to change my mind on that one. We're going to sell one Stygian Ivory for a quick buck and a quick cargo spot back, because cargo is a thing. This Corvette is one reason I want to upgrade, and we are about 1/3 of the way to upgrade cost to get to the frigate, is that it will more than triple the cargo size. Love this ship. The reinforced hull means that we have practically no cargo space. I'll take the reinforced hull. It has saved us multiple times. One of the reasons why the second captain, as opposed to, which is apparently really good on the learning curve here, is surviving, is that, well, I'm paranoid. I got big guns, and I like big guns, and I cannot lie. All right, speaking of which, I've actually considered upgrading the engine, because it's been kind of slow. We've got this old lead beater going. It's not bad, but I'm going to delay things a bit. I'm going to upgrade the engine. Now, some people have recommended I don't do that, simply because it means that I have less opportunity for something away to import, but the thing is, we need to be more targeted about this. We need to decide. We can't grab everything. We have to make targeted decisions about where we are going to have our events. And this will give us a better advantage in the combat that keeps happening as well. I thought about upgrading the gun, but that might be next time. We're doing okay with the gun. We shouldn't be doing any deep exploration. So, yeah, let's get this baby going. So we'll grab the lead beater, which will bring us up to the 500 more power. Okay. We'll sell this one. Go back to the hold and put her in. Now we'll see how it does in a practical sense, but I think that's the major thing we're going to do now. We're not selling the Fluke here, because what we're going to do is we're going to head down to Hell after we do the Abbey and trade it in for the Judgment's Egg, which is actually worth 600. Now, unlike the Stygian RV, that's enough for me to want to carry that in the cargo space until we get to back to Promethea, or whatever it's called, the place we get the Claymen. Anyways, let's go. So we still need, however, to go back and grab our supplies. Now, I'm thinking we could grab another 10 here. That's a bit much, so I'll probably just grab another 5. Supplies we seem to be able to farm quite well, and having those 5 spots open would be good. Alright, so, in this case, I think we're set. And, did a quick search before in hand. I don't think we've got anything big. We've, yeah, we're down 1 officer. I mean, 1 crew member. We should be okay with that. Oh, whoa. Dry dock. Don't forget that part. Now always check the hull before we leave. Yeah. Alright, so pay up at 100 for that so we get full hull, and then, yeah. Let's go. First stop, like I said, it's going to be Hunter's Isle, or whatever you call it. We'll see if the engine increases anything significant. When we get there, I might switch out the captain. Now, the reason I had him up was an attempt to use a small fragment of intelligence to lure out the spy. Since we're not doing that, when we get to Hunter's Isle... Hunter's Keep, there we go. When we get to Hunter's Keep, we will switch him back out for the rival. I've been calling her. I think it's a good name for her. It reminds her that she's always got, you know, something to compete against, and that's going to, in many cases, keep people motivated. Have some force opposing them. All right, excavate the cellar. What do we need here? A mirror catch. 5 supplies. We have 5. What are we missing? Foxfire. I keep forgetting about that. Okay, I had a sudden interruption there. I do apologize. Yeah. We have to go back and get Foxfire and extra supplies. I don't really have a problem with this. Also note that it says that we can only do this 1 at a time. It says the dream catch box requires a 0 when we do that. So that means that when we do get it, we can only carry 1 at a time. So the idea of transporting 5 of them is just not going to be a thing. It's possible... Oh, wait, no, we can do it if we convert it to... convert it to a box full of angry dream snakes from there using his skull. So, yeah, this is a test. We're going to find out shortly. I mean, it's a waste of a fuel, but this is how we learn. I mean, I've pointed out that before I have, you know, learned from my mistakes, which is why I get so much better, because I make so many mistakes. Anyways, we need to get another 5 supplies, and then we will have to get a Foxfire. So, snap by, grab 5 more supplies for that particular purpose, then roll around and grab Foxfire. Now, we'll see if we can actually get let's make it quick. Like I said, we're burning fuel. In fact, why the hell do we even need the lantern at this point? We can at least slow down our fuel. Now, the power we're producing, obviously, is going to burn fuel faster, but I'm willing to roll with that. We've been having to basically source fuel either from ports or, of course, killing other ships, which we will do. If it comes down to it, we'll be burning whale oil or shark oil, whatever the hell it is that supplies that we get from the abominations that we burn down. I mean, after all, this is what humanity does. Also, the fact that, you know, it's not really going to be huge when it comes to the... Also, we should stop by and use the recent news that we're going to be able to regenerate. Alright, so let's try it again. Alright, so, go. Okay, now we've done this. We've lost 5 supplies. You have 1 serpent trap, 1 empty mirror of catch specs, 1 clayman, and 1 foxfire, right? Okay, so we go over to our officers. First of all, we switch out Rival, the chief engineer. Second of all, we talk to you. We enjoy your sleep. Okay. We have 1 mirror box. Now, if we were to roll back to the story part, notice that we have 0... All we need, if we keep doing this, you grow back, we have 5 more supplies, we fill that box. 5 more supplies and 1 more max. I mean, we'll see how profitable it is after all this. After all, 5 supplies is 50, and the mirror, I think it's 20 for the candles. So that takes out of the 250 profit that we get. We'll see how this works. I mean, nothing ventured, nothing learned. Never say nothing gained. You can lose stuff from venturing, but you do learn something. If nothing else, you learn not to do something, at the very least. Oh, wait, right. You can grab a Z story and lose some terror in exchange for recent news. We can just regenerate. Alright, so yeah, this sort of triangle thing here is going to be going. It's a good thing we got the engine faster, because otherwise I think you guys would go nuts watching me basically do a quick trade right out of the port here. All right, so quick note, speak to the crew, grab Z story and lose 5 terror. Terror's at, let's see, very manageable levels. Because we're this close in, we don't really need the engine anyways, and we'll just buy a bunch of supplies. Then we'll grab the second box, put that in. Now when we get to Khan's Shadow, we'll sell those 2 and buy 3 more. This is how we're slowly going to increase what we do over time. And one point we'll just get like supplies there, run to Khan's that. I mean, it's just going to be absolutely brutal. And yes, we're not going to cure the Tyler's mechanic as a result of this because he's far too profitable as he is, and I am playing a capitalist. See, once upon a time, a GM made the mistake of magically changing my character in Dungeons & Dragons from good to evil. He thought, oh yeah, well, you know, that'll be like silly little thing. No, I played true evil. I scared the living hell out of him. Let's see. See, I believe in the concept of being... how do I put this? Benevolently ruthless. You take out the benevolence and I'm just ruthless. Alright, so, right, shops. Let's, go and buy, what's 40 for that? And then we will go and we'll try doing that again. This time we're actually leaving. We'll grab refuel. Okay, so it's cutting into our profit a bit, but it's kind of an interesting decision here. We'll see if it actually works out. Also, of course, we'll stop by our lodgings, reset our morning papers. Lost to Terror. Excellent. Yeah, I think we're done here. Let's launch. We'll stop by Hunter's Keep again. We'll not stop by the boat. You should have done that before last time. Yeah, this is how you learn, by the way. You basically take the process you're doing before, you learn how to make it more efficient. Now, if you see me at Cultist Simulator, even from the point where I started this series to where you'll see me in the defeating the Lantern Apostle run, which is an early access, by the way, for the supporters, then you see just how far I've come with being goddamn efficient. Like, I think I only got like 4 total rituals in that one. Only half the cultists, and not all of them fully initiated. And yeah, I just kept running. All right, so we'll do it again. Okay, now go back to him. Okay, that changes our... We have now 2 mirror box full of very angry dream snakes. Now, the Vieric grow, by the way, I discovered that, yeah, Vieric, we could run over to, and we will at some point run over to Venderblight and give him that to fill the V, so we can actually, you know, look for the violent Pilgrim. We'll look for these. Irigo is a skull. We can actually purchase that one. But that costs us a real lot much. Okay, so, yeah. Now, with all of this, what we want to do is we want to head to the Abbey. Yeah, I can actually feel the ship, the screen's moving by a little faster, yeah. I'm good with getting the additional engine power. We will need the additional engine power when we get a larger ship as well. We will get a larger ship. I am that determined. And as long as I stay mostly within the light sources, I don't have to worry too much about using the lantern for fuel purposes. In fact, I can actually ride out the lighthouse beam a bit, which is kind of funny. Yeah, there we go. Hey, look at the light. I'm still in the light. But once we get to here, yeah. Let's head south. All right, so next stop is obviously going to be Abbey. Because notice we don't even have the stay out of the plug bank. We're looking for some crab meat, of course, to satisfy us along the way. We may have to buy some supplies if we don't actually run into any edible sea life. But that's just part of being on board this ship. All right, so there's Mutton Island. All right, so... as you can see, yep, heading directly to Abbey Rock at this point. The air carries the scent of salt and shadows. What does shadows smell like? I'm thinking like probably blood rust. There you go. Got the light to help us here too. And not fast enough to keep up with it, mind you. Now, if I remember, yeah, it would be right here at this point. I mean, it's one of the things I'm doing right now is that keep my mind sharp at least. I'm popping in and out of these light balls to save the fuel a bit. There we go. There is the Abbey Rock. Achievement unlocked? What achievement? 1 year. Spend 1 year at Z in an unbroken mind. Okay, cool. Watch the Covenant. Alright, let's... Yes, we have the strange catch. Oh, thank gods. Let's go talk to our peeps. Let's cure her. Grim resolution. She returns from her workroom, eyes downcast. No, oh, for God's sakes. This is all for nothing? All for nothing. No, no, my blood still runs too hot. It will increase day by day, but I wonder if this matter of blood is the key. Okay, so that was an expensive failure. Like, extremely expensive failure. At least I got a lot of hold space left after this. Oh, God. Right, what are you going to need next? Scintillac and Solace Fruit. I have a theory about the properties of fluid, light, and the procession through the highways of the heart. We have one secret. We win Scintillac, one Soul. Well, the Solace Fruit's easy enough, and the Scintillac, we know exactly where we're heading next, and since we have to drop off those damned snakes anyways. Now, let's check the map. Oh, first of all, a pile report. We're not going to trade supplies. We're not going to offer a gift. This will reduce terror. I think you get like a Z story out of it too, and low some hunger, but how many do we have? 9? Fuck it. Let's spot by. For the 10 terror, hunger quality has been eliminated. We have 1 minery distant shore and God of Z Stone's attention. You know, they must worship the stone, and stone's important. If you want to have stability and there's less much ocean around you, worship the God of Earth. Let's put the balance back together. Memory distant shore can at least be sold for 20, or can combine it with 2 strategics to make a vital intelligence, but we're not doing that till we get rid of this damn spy. Alright, speaking of which, alright, so yeah, we're good here. Stop by for dinner. Alright, let's remember that. Alright, not gazetteer, we need map. Quick note. So, quickest way to get the Solace Fruit and the Scintillac will of course be heading to Gettersmorn and Port Cecil. Worst comes to worst, we can get 1 supply in Gettersmorn, assume we don't murder someone. Now, the alternate is, of course, to hit Fathom King's Hold, burn 2 for fuel or hit Melting Isles. Now, it might make sense to hit Melting Isles for the supplies, back up to Gators, and then Port Cecil. At this point, we'll have the Solace Fruit here, and we'll have the Port Cecil, Scintillac from the Port Cecil, even if we fail the check. And, of course, that brings us closer to on Shadow. We can drop off those boxes. Then we move on to other thoughts. Alright, so Swallowing Isles, I believe, is going to be next. Let's launch. Also, we'll pick up a passenger that will go to either... Oh, we got meat. It's about the wrong time, but you know what? I'll take it. Hi. I have lunch. I guess we're both saying that to each other. However, I'm the one who actually pulled it off. Alright, butcher it. 15 hunger, great. More crab meat. Get the, secure from battle stations. Been a while. I should remember to say that earlier. But yeah. Since we're now doing things on a trade route that require distance, is one of the reasons why we're investing in speed. I mean, she gives us an additional 150, plus the 500 more we got from the new engine. We should be fine. Now, fuel is great, but of course we'll get Promise Sea, Groundies. Waves are cluttered with Z-Rack. Oh, shipwrecks? Is that just like driftwood in general? Remember, every time you pick up an interesting piece of driftwood, it might have been part of somebody's ship, and that ship may have gone down badly. At some point we have to do the Scintillac trade with the Twin Eldritch Abominations, you know, the chess lover and the Drownder King, which is great. I mean, they're into capitalism, I guess. So yeah, well, it's not actually capitalism. We're the ones who actually put money on top of it. But the idea of trading favors and supplies, what the hell? Okay, fine. 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 Murder, 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 murder it is. You got it? Fine. I had no problem with turning you into chum. Because I don't know if you're going to get a shot off at this point. Wow, did you... Oh. You're fleeing. You're fleeing. The problem is I got long-range guns. You also ran ashore on panic. Alright, let's get this. Supply, fuel. Cash equals fuel. Of course, I'm no better. Came in a little too hot there. Alright, fine. Basically, we lost one hull point. Just scraping the bow a little. Hey, but it's one less supply we have to worry about. Right then, pick up a passenger. You want to go to there, that's fine. Gather supplies. 5 supplies. More than enough we need. Alright, let's grab the port report. And we are gone. 9 supplies, 10 fuel. We're good. Next thing you have to worry about is fuel. Since we're in a well-lit area with inside of shore, I don't think we have to worry too much about terror generation if I don't run the light. Now, Gator's Morn is, of course... It's funny how actually I'm navigating by sight of the lay of land to a high degree here and there, because I just know if I handle in this direction between those 2 islands, I will eventually end up in the Gator Morn cluster. Once I know see the cluster, I can determine which of the cluster I can lock onto. It doesn't mean you shouldn't be looking at maps and devices and your GPS, but you should be able to function without them. Back when I was in the Navy, it was still mandatory. I don't know if it is now. To know how you could navigate through the navigate without the use of any electronics, just by the stars or the position of the sun using a goddamn sextant. Really? We're doing this? We're doing this? I ain't got a problem with this. I could do some fancy maneuvering, but why bother? They can't even get their guys to their guns. Shoot and scuttle her. 2 supplies, 2 fuel. Cargo? Fuel. Not entirely sure we have to worry about fuel quite yet. The supplies are way good at this point. Okay, so we can navigate the cluster. I was correct. A little off where I thought it was. But we'll get there. And I think I do count as a Corsair well enough to get entry at this point. I just like doing that. Yes, we're getting to the what my friend of mine called the voguing part of the skill level, where you just start doing it not just to get it done efficiently, but also to do it fancy like. All right, so there we go. A Gator's Morn. Let's grab Solus fruit we need. All right. 55 pearls remaining. I don't think we have an issue here. We will sell one of them back for a quick 50. Ooh, we forgot to get the prisoner's honey that we needed. It's okay. We might actually pull it up on the cargo is really good, including this. Yeah, the dreamy furtive figures trailing the coral. My guess is the Eldritch Abomination draws in the weak-minded to play chess for eternity, because it's kind of a psychic, either interference or food. I mean, entertainment or food, or both. Yeah, dancing. Basically, it's a version of Dancing Girls. Oh, I forgot to drop this off at Hell. It doesn't matter. We'll pick it up later. I'm sure we'll be going to Hell at some point. Because it's just inevitable with me. In any case, we need to head to Port Cecil to get her. Oh, gods. Things I do for my crew. Head to Port Cecil. Leave her in the right. You just have to keep navigating through the zone. But yeah, now that it's become a matter of speed, I will hopefully be able to do the investment in engine will be that. Oh, okay. Because yeah, we're moving pretty damn fast compared to what we used to, and we'll be moving even faster when I get the bigger engine after this. Bigger guns, bigger engines, bigger hulls. More is better. Speaking of which, this is going to be a difficult kill, but we can do this. Let's line the shots up first. It's going to take longer. This will give us an idea where we should be staying. Stygian, we'll get another Stygian ivory too. There we go. We don't have the island behind us. And with a better engine, we can keep better. We can keep range longer. We'll be soon out of the damn place. Alright, cool. Miss the lunge. Okay. Totally worth the half fuel unit that was. Yeah, I gotta say, I'm good with the engines. I'm really good with the engines. Upgrades are good. Alright, butcher it for supplies. Stygian RV hunting trophy. I'm proposing mass. Another supply. Yeah, we're not really doing badly in there. Let's grab the Shintalak, drop off our customer, and then we'll deal with the good captain again. I'm going to call this a gourmet tour at this point. She's not really sick. She just really wants us to buy her these specialties. I mean, she could have just asked. I'd taken that out of her pay, but I'd given it to her. Drop them off. Grab a quick 100. All right, extra move. Okay, gather Shintalak. All right, hit it. Okay. Failed. We still have one Shintalak. Yeah, the thing is, if you're reading through this, by the way, one of the reasons this is called, they broke from the, okay, of course you think, they broke from the shining mind. They have its vitality, but not its weariness or experience. You will have to lock them in separate boxes lest they peep at you when you're bathing. Yeah, the coral's part of a group mind of the creature beneath us. We're literally chopping away at its brain cells. However, it's so large and has so many beneath the surface that it probably doesn't even notice. I mean, if you were to forget a word spoken to you 14 years ago in a conversation that wasn't unimportant, would you even notice? Would you even comprehend it? Anyways, let's get back to our officers. Thank you. Delight. The campaigner secludes herself in her workroom. You are woken next watch by her uncharacteristic frantic hammering on your door. You open it. In a moment of equally uncharacteristic joy, she sees and hugs you. It worked. The process worked. Another few treatments and my soul will be clear of fire. I will certainly publish my success when I get to London. He has recovered. Now, okay, we lost a secret Shintalak. Okay, we got a bunch of those. Celebrate. The campaigner has changed. The irises of her eyes, which were brown, are now charred black. The flesh is shrunken off on her bone. She's aged 10 years, but her back is straight and her voice is clear. Wine, she says inclusively. All right, so now we need to get her wine. We can only do that back at London, I believe, that I know of. Off the top of my hat too. I'm not actually wearing a hat. Maybe the captain's wearing a hat. Any case, so yeah, Lil, the thing is, the energy she had absorbed was keeping her vital, but it was too much. It was essentially too much life force, too much yang. She was going to burn out. Now she's removed it, which means she removed the extra vitality it gave her, and she's, a lot, unfortunately, reduced in vitality. How are you with this? Iron 3, heart 6. Yeah, still not as good as my sweetheart here. But you know what? I'm glad we did that. Paper, your ass is putting in your some thanks to me in that paper. You understand that, right? I took you across the entire ocean twice and bought you all this stuff. You are going to have some goddamn some goddamn gratitude. That's the best word for it. Okay. Now, I'm thinking what we need to do. We've got more than enough fuel, and our next stop is going to be... Let's see, pause this for a moment. Next stop, we have to get to Nuncio, Polythreme. Okay, and the quickest route is to Nuncio and then Khan's Shadow. Which is basically stopping in Nuncio to get... We can't get another rat. We don't really have to use it up, but Nuncio, we'll do some random stuff there, and then we hit Khan's Shadow. We drop off the 2 boxes, buy 3 more. We head to Estival. From Estival, we'll buy some fuel here as well. Well, actually, it's a thought. All right, 2 thoughts. We don't have the prisoner's honey to stop by Khan's Heart, so there's no point in doing that. Forgot that. All right, so we could go to Palmerston and then come around Teneb and check out this area of the map here. That's actually what I'm thinking. Now, I know we saw one of those golden things right here, but we should be able to sneak around this zone, especially if I switch over to stealth mode, back to Khan's Shadow. Then we can take our 3 boxes, head to Godfall, Polythreme, Astival, and then we can probably consider what we're going to do from there. Once we hit Astival, we fill up one of the boxes for a wound, then start coming back the other direction. The other direction will entail us hitting Port Cecil, probably getting those 7. Spend the one ivory there. Hit Gator's Mourn for another, or sell another roundy ones. Hit Shepherd's Isle for that. Head down to Fathom Kings. Drop off the Scintillat. Get the Drowning Pearls. Then head to Hell and sell the Fluke. Yeah, it's a trade route. I'm a capitalist. I'm playing a capitalist in this game, and if I have to play a game, I'm gonna win it. That's simple. I mean, you didn't see the 60 to 100 hours I did with Cultist Simulator before I even started that run, before I even started the channel. But that's how I did this. I ground and I ground and I ground until I learned the rules, until I learned how to play them to my advantage, and then I learned how to make them work for me. Because that is what is important to me. I really have no problem with being a relatively... Okay, yeah. I have no problem with being a relatively good person. On the other hand, I'm not going to pursue other people's concepts of morality to my detriment. Makes me somewhat of what's called an anti-nihilist. Speaking of which... Hey, dude, you know what you are? You are a couple of chunks of change from the Clayman's industry. And since you constantly regenerate, see, if this was a normal ecosystem, I'd be concerned about hunting, species to extinction and such. Not only I'm guessing the Black Lake is more the prima materia, and you're just a spontaneous manifestation of it. I don't actually think I don't think there actually is a, oh god, did we? Yeah, we have a tomb colonist. We're gonna go sell him, by the way. We're gonna stop by the spider place and see how much they're willing to give me. I'm just curious. He can turn into, butterflies over at Vanderbilt. Or, we can become food. You know what? If we don't have a problem here, we don't have a problem here. I'm gonna shoot past you. We got a problem here, don't we? I'm not going to let you on my 6. On the other hand, you're kind of stuck. Oh, fuck you. This is what you want? This is what you really want? Because you see... Whoops. That's the wrong controls, by the way. You pissed me off, and we're done. Correct way, I hope. Yee! That was fun. Took a little more damage than I like there. I guess we're going to be spending that rat after all. Physics! Physics! Work with me here! Oh my god. I can't even get this thing to work. I suck at this. Alright. Work with me, physics. Work with me. Black holes are always a navigation hazard. You know what? You can have it. Oh, now, once you surrender it, it comes to you. Alright, cool. 2 fuel, great. I'm sure I spent more than that in this, because my fuel's a bit low. And if necessary, we'll grab 1 over at Rat Place, because we're definitely going to have to, crying out loud, I don't have a rat. I'm very depressed about this. Okay, so I'm guessing that these are rogues. Alright, so first of all, let's, so we come to a stop here. Let's do quick 3 repairs. Goddamn rat ship. Alright. Doc. I have some complaints. Okay. Okay, shift work. 46% chance. Huh, succeeded. Minor distinctions. The postal right is forever making improvements to the machine, making it more able to distinguish between similar types of packages, the more sensitive to the age and significance of the contents. Hey, I always like improvement. The insurance project requires encoding the entire contents of Slow Cake's exceptionals into a drum of punched metal. Hey, using a punch card system. Using computing. Primitive computing. That literally, back in the day, before there was any form of magnetic, how do I put this? Any form of magnetic recording of the material, there was, in fact, punch cards, which are literally just cardboard cards with holes punched in with 1s and 0s. Essentially, if a hole was there, it was 1. If it was 0, it wasn't anything. My God, that was primitive. You could probably fit the equivalent of 10,000 of those into the cheapest stick you could buy these days. The current project... Okay, so Rick will recognize correspondence to and from people with a note and send it to its own proper basket. Okay. We got an intriguing snippet, which we could probably sell at some point. Send into the basement with flame. Okay. Locked. We need to buy 5 and a flare. Okay, cool. Read the mirrors. What are we going to do? Alright, we'll go for it. Failed. 15 terror. 12th spires, you're walking into darkness. There's a note that your contraption of fires and mirrors is clever but insufficient. By the 12th spiral, you're walking into darkness and there's no knowing what might be waiting for you. Oh, too bad. Good. Yeah, we're good for fuel. We're going to make it to Gone Shadow pretty easily. So we don't need to get anything. Alright, so, yeah. Odds. Let's go. Cargo's pretty light, so yeah, we will be picking up the Shintalak. Might even have the ability to pick up 2 lots of it. Should be interesting. Got by Khan Shadow. Yep, gonna make sure they're not as familiar with this space. Oh gods, you again. It is properly, alright? Because every time I hit you with the big gun, you reset by 2 seconds for your firing solutions. So if I open up, you never really get to the point where you can shoot me. The best defense is good offense. Worst comes to worst, we will sell 2 supplies for fuel. Be a little peckish when we get to on Shadow, but we will do so. Hey, parabola linen. All we need is 4 more. We can get that officer. Alright, so it means we probably won't immediately sell it. Which is good. Dun 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 dun. Okay, fuel's not going to be an issue, but all we actually need is enough fuel to head north. Because it's even cheaper over at Hell. And we can find out what our little demon princess wants for this time around. I am not going to be her demon sugar daddy, thanks. Strictly a business transaction. Alright, so, port the port. Right off the bat. Then, of course, hunting trophy. I was curious about being turned to watchful curious, I mean, to the upgraded version shortly. Plus, we'll get 2 more fuel. That is interesting. We're going to head directly to... We have... Would it be worth it investing 4 of this to get, like, I think, what, 12 profit? I don't think it's worth it. Alright, so... File breaker? We don't have an app compartment anyways, so yeah. Let's sell 2 of these, which is the whole reason we're here in the first place. Yeah. Okay, so... Now we need to buy 3 empty ones. Let's see how this works. Anyways, 2 more fuel. Ensure that we get up to the better supply up above. Supplies are okay. We'll increase them when we get there. And yeah, there we can't buy the mushroom line. Anyways, yeah, I think we're here. We're good. We're good. Wonder if the mushroom mine's gonna kill her. The campaigner, I mean. Again, we're having people drop off around us, but I'm not horribly concerned about it. You know, there's this actually... Alex Kennedy in his Book of Hours, which, you know, is really far down the line from here, in his own personal timeline, said that we essentially are part of somebody else's story for a while, and they are part of ours. But inevitably comes a parting, which you are no longer part of their story, and you and our memory in theirs. It's actually quite brilliant. In fact, it's to be reminded that we are, in fact, you know, constantly passing through each other's lives. And if we take that as to be more precious, as, you know, not to hang on, not to try to grab onto and keep a relationship going past its prime, but simply let go and let them return in time, if that is meant to be, I think it's actually quite nice to think of it that way. It, I think, would be make it so that people are less likely to foster each other trauma upon each other. Because it seems like a lot of people are caught in the same cycles of trauma and not willing to let go for the ordealic periods between. Getting very Jungian here. The idea that we must confront the shadow to possess the light. You know, you can stick out in Dungan's Maw for a lot. I got shit to do. Right then. Let's go talk to her. The devilish disconsolate. She pours tea with a shaking hand. Her eyes are distant. The lights, the agonies, the scalding mists of lead. I miss them so. Oh, she is a bored sadist. I long to return from exile. It was such a fuel. There is no future of the convention. Will you help me? I overhear things at the gate and the convention's plans. Take them back to London for me. The officialdom of hell will show gratitude to me, and I shall show gratitude to you. She hands you an envelope. Unsealed, she points out. I choose to trust you. We have one message from the wistful devil. Alright? Cool. You're certainly lying. Devils do not trust. That's good. Chat. Get our port report. And then... shops. Alright. I'm not sure what we do with Zoop anyways. We will... Alright, we know what to do. Yeah, we're going to be gone a while. Speaking of which... Ooh, problem there. Not enough supplies. I guess we're going to have to be careful with that. You're going first. We will try to sell you the spiders first out of sheer perversity. But yeah, these two will combine together nicely. Alright, so yeah. Oh well, we might starve. Fell it back at 2. It's a bit of a loss, but honestly, yeah. We can't go that. Sigh. This is just me being foolish. I'm that often. But we're going on a long trip, so let's I'm gonna pause here for a second. Okay, so let's engage. Now the plan is okay, first of all is to shoot this guy because he's gonna be a problem. I gotta wait for him to notice us. Is that really what's going on here? Thank you. See, I'm out of range of him. But he's out of range of me, and I'm not out of range of him, however. Gotta come around. Doesn't even know where we are. That's interesting. Can't even identify our location, even though we've got a light shining on him. If he comes closer, we'll have the other gun already born on him. Yeah, it's not exactly heroic, but it's a thing. Now, we're out here so long, I could probably go back in there and do a search of the ruins. Get some more stuff. Now that we're full up in cargo, so there's no real point. Not fair, but life isn't for the most part. Make up for losing... make up for the disaster that was the rat barge. Alright, what do we got? Oh, whoops. Should have emptied out the hull first. Okay, 1 coffee? Alright, cool. Heading to Teneb. Maybe we can't use the coffee to just... use the coffee to as a substitute for food. I mean, technically... succeeded in page. Gained 10 terror and 20 fragments. Excellent. Terror's doing nicely. We can get up to 70 by the time we get to hell. We'll be right off. Alright, so, heading in this direction. Snowstorm, snowstorm. Of course there's a snowstorm. Why wouldn't there be a snowstorm when I go through here? See if we keep close to the shore. That works out for us. Ah, Sycamore Arch. What exactly is that? Do not know. Ah, it's the other side over here. Snow sweeps in, so yeah, we're kind of boned on that part. Oh, wait. Just keep going. We'll muddle through, hopefully. Good thing we got the more power of the engines here. This is probably not going to be where we can actually explore anything. Oh well. Although it does seem to clear up down here, I hope. 13 fuel. Yeah, just making sure that we've got the map going here. We're burning the fuel, or the lamp for. Yeah, we seem to be the other side. Good, good. Now, what's this? Strange puffs of warm. This is the pillared sea, where Irem will lie. Lies. Has always lain. Oh god, I'm sensing non-linear storytelling again. Yep, we found another port. Irem. Oh. It's the name of a mythical city of the Jinn, which is lost into the deserts. Of the Middle East or Africa, depending on where you think it is. Irem, the Pillar City. None have ever spoken truthfully of this place. She will rise from the sea and ice like dawn. She will be garlanded with red and decked with gold. The 7 serpents. The 7 coils. Duh! Told you. Time and space non-linear. The 7 coils is Ouroboros, which is time and space, which means that from their point of view, all is happening, but past, present, and future. And oh my god, we're going to be running into lecture 4 at this point, aren't we? Okay. The 7th serpent will always watch longingly from its high pedestal. Now, this is actually an interesting concept. In the Cult of Simulator universe, the 7 coils was overthrown by the colonel, the watchman, and the priestess who took its place and became the mother of ants. Now, remember, there are 7 timelines once you reach head of the serpent, but 2 of them were severed by the colonel as being incompatible with the continuation of their own timeline. That is why there are 5 histories in the Cult of Simulator universe and not 7. So this is one of the severed timelines, is my theory, Sunless Sea. Then in this one, since it's severed, the 7 coils is never technically killed and evolves into this god, which is a little easier to deal with as opposed to eternally ravenous. It evolves slowly over time rather than being replaced. That's my theory. All right. You will always arrive as a stranger, but when you leave, some part of you will always remain because you left yourself in the time loop. In other words, once you're here, you're part of the eternal record. Time, space, time, past, present, future, all are one. Once you approach, you are forever part of it. Oh, trade a landable relic for 2 moves in the great game. Now, that's actually a good idea. Sorry, I was skipping ahead. Break the ice in a wide pool, you will toss the relic in. Now, this will cost us, however, something awaits you. Compile a port report. You will record what you have seen, obviously. When you will sit down to write the report, you will recall that it was written already. Who wrote it? The record records it was already written when it was found. Who found it? The report, yeah, this is nonlinear. The report describes another report, which will indicate the name of the finder. Where is the other report? There's a footnote which describes... this must be where the book of House of Leaves was written. It describes when you were recorded its location. When will that be? When all is well, when all manner of things is well. All things will happen. As they say, my favorite line from Tom Baker's Doctor, first things first, but not necessarily in that order. Cloudy hair will notice a riddlefish are in danger of developing unhealthy situation. Okay. Go for it. That doesn't seem to cost us anything either. Okay, the air will cut out something that is not there yet. She will come away with a sample jar of prickling brine. Specimen will grow there later. Slowly, layers of tissue gradually forming a missing kidney. The riddlefish, cured in advance, will suffer no ill effects other than the occasional lassitude and lack of purpose. That's hilarious, by the way, because yes, this is the idea that she will notice that this cancer will develop. So it takes out that tissue and the cancer will develop independently of the body. But just literally the volatility, because there's always a price. Rest, traveler. Our waters are warm. Our cushions are petals soft. Lay your head here. You will be healed. Or better yet, you'll be renewed. Payment and coffee? Yes, please. So we have either we can heal ourselves or we can sacrifice the relic for 2 moves in the great game. Now, since what we can do is I can switch back to straight up veils for all of these people. And then when that happens, we can attempt to nail the spy using those. Essentially, he'll get 2 shots. We'll have a 20% chance of each shot. A 40% chance of pulling this off. Which means I'm definitely doing it, by the way. Even coffee. I mean, how? I mean, on the other hand, Jesus Christ, you don't usually get this. All right, fine. We'll do the coffee thing just because fate dropped it into our laps. We can come back some other time. The House of Amber is a roofless space beneath the false stars beneath, rich with the scent of Irem roses. Despite the ice, it's warm as must be. I don't even know. I'd say normally it's Warm Springs, but this is a non-reality place. It's warm as a desert evening. You will arrange yourself in the cushions, close your eyes for just a moment. Beneath the mirror marches, beneath the skin of dreams, behind the face of mirrors, an orange sun sails in a fervid sky. Here are the borderlands of that place, close by Irem and closer still to the House of Amber. Sky. So this is, by the way, the equivalent to the Mansis in Cultist Simulator, but in this broken timeline, remember, the 7 Coils is still alive, never been killed. The Mansis was not breached by humanity, and thus is still controlled by the Elder Powers. And this is their equivalent of the Woods. There you go. I told you it's all connected. I will prove that it's all connected. Somewhere within the depths of the creation where Alex Kennedy's mind drifts to, there is a truth. It is a non-linear, eldritch truth, but it exists, and it has chosen Alex Kennedy as its prophet. Poor man. Okay. Rest, recover, and dream. The jungle around you is rich with violently colored fruit, buzzing insects, and unseen life. There's a sound of running water, too. Follow it. Oh, here you are in another place. The sun is warmed, and your uncovered head. Okay. I think this has to be worth a lot. In the farthest reach of the south, in the arms of the god called Stone, a garden blooms. In ages past, birds stole the seeds from that garden. One bird hid here in the mirror marches. Perhaps you know the story. Bargain for a parabolics. Yes, the serpent says dreamily. 7 Coils. I will go to meet the skin of the sun. I will die. The space I leave will remain in this box. Okay. Remember, in Cultist Simulator, the biggest issue is that the Watchman's interference in the patterns of the glory has prevented the sun from dying, which means that the reality is breaking down as the sun is dying but cannot die. The sun is what defines what reality is, as it is the embodiment of order. So you're kind of a Dark Souls / Elden Ring situation. Yeah, death is happening because it's not been removed from the world. Structures are still around, but the concept of meaning is crumbling, and the Watchman will not release the growth. But in this reality, there is no Watchman. What is happening is the 7 Coils will die in its natural time, as it knows it shall, and then cycle to the next world. So, yeah, humans. The space I leave will remain in this box. I am dead here, and I do not live in the world. You live in the world, and you are not dead here. It's impossible, but it will protect your kingdom from the worst of the sunlight until you die. You flung the flicks, but I must drink your future first. I will not die thirsty. If this will have all your skills, which is at least 100, it will, however, give you an item which allows you to colonize Astapel. Now, we've got a better option over with the Dawn machine, so we're going to go with that. Now, we're just going to recover, or... Sheesh, rarest fruit. All right. We're not going to be able to repeat this. I mean, we can do this anytime, but yeah, we really, really should. The Eternal Tree. The apple tree which will never die. Should the forest fall and the river run to ash, it's the Garden of Eden. It will stand proudly, take only 1 apple. Serpents are sleeping. These do not grow old or under the world. I gotta check that out, obviously. Where's the apple? Didn't think so. I'm not going to try to use it. All right. I'm going to save before trying to use it to make sure there's a no option to do so, because I don't want to actually screw this up. So pardon me for some scathe scumming there. Consume the apple. The masters and reduce terror. Masters know how to ferment these into elixir immortality. A raw apple quite as potent, but it will. Yeah, we're taking this baby in. The hell? 2 secrets. I have to sell mountain shards for Pablo. This is actually interesting. I can sell the... It's to see how much it is cheaper. That Ambulous Aerith. We can buy more of those for secrets. We can't sell them any. Watchful Curio can be bought here. Soothe and Cooper Longbox. What the hell is this? Delivery to Depot A, Station 3. Oh my god. We need this. We need to drop this off at the station. And we've got the secrets to pull it off. So let's do it. Judgment's Egg. Can't be sold here, though. Grab a lemon, however, cannot be sold for fragments. Alright, so what we need to do, this is another mimetic, we need to buy the Cooper Longbox. That's just it. Because we're going to go drop it off at the station, because we know we can do that. Alright, Threshold. Captivating treasures, worth fuel, earn your supplies, Element of Dawn, 1,000. Cool. Strange, we can buy Strange Catch here, of course we can. Fucking course we can. Winds Come Calling, Dread Surmise. What can this... We can't sell these, but we can buy them. Okay. So I can't sell the Sea Stories. Oh, this is interesting. We can trade out some Tales of Terror. 2 Tales of Terror for 1 Z story? I'm not sure. We can get those rather cheaply. Visions to the Surface, Searing Enigma. We will need a lot for that. Implications. Now, I can... Enormous amounts of cash there. Secrets. Buy 999? Wow. You can't sell our shit, though. The only thing we can sell is a Dread Surmise. Often daring of a moment, so prisoners age of ignorance never deny. Okay. So, yeah. We can... Yeah, we could buy... We can essentially... I could if I wanted to. This is worth 2 supplies over at... Wither. But, and also Z-Story. These stories are more powerful because we'll be heading over to the Fathom Kingdom, so we can get fuel and such for it. Also, yeah, I think we're going to actually do that. We'll trade them out. There you go. This will allow us to convert that over. Storing implications, we'll deal with this. Buy it 3 here. Well, you can't. I'm wondering how much it would cost. We can get over at the. Wondering how much we can get for it over at the. Scholar, whether it be worth it to try to drive this, because it's not actually it's not cargo. If we get the extraordinary implication and we sell it at a loss, I'll take the hit, but we'll be able to sell it for something with the cap. Yeah, we should definitely try it. Anyways. Okay, we have 1 implication. We're buying information. Of course we are. But fuel and supplies are fine for the moment. I mean, I suppose I could get 1 supply, but we could do that. We also need to know what the heck we're going to be doing at this point. But yeah. Yeah. Yeah, life's a little weird for us right now. Now, here's my thought. What's this? Okay, we are currently here at Irem. We're going to head here, Frostbound, grab that port report. Then we'll head south to the Sea of Lilies and hit Khan's Shadow, because all of these will get us 2 more port reports. And Khan's Shadow, we should be okay when it comes to food and fuel. Depending where our hunger is, I might get 1 supply, even though it's kind of pricey. But from here, Demu Island, Shepherd's Isle, Station 3. Alright, no, actually, Demu's Island, or should be Nuncio, Port Cecil. Port Cecil we have to stop at to get the Shintalak. We stop here to get more fruit. We'll stop here to drop off that box. Then I think that's life for a while. Alright, so, first things first, we head this direction. Seeing, hopefully, that we do not... Alright, but the first things first we do... Make sure we're kitted out for stealth. We can't use you anymore. Alright, so let's grab you... Else 8, I guess it's 1 point of Veil, I suppose. Grab the rat, put him here. Alright. Veils. Okay. 6. Put 6, neither of you has Veils, so yeah. Okay. Heart 6, hearts 4, pages 2. That's good for shooting. Alright, so yeah. We're going to slightly tipped up for our stealth version in case we come across those galleons. I know we've lost like 700 so far, but we're going to see what we can do with this. But yeah, I'm going to 333 is how much we split for the implication. Now, the thing is, we're going to like... Okay, so we are transporting boxes of dream snakes, sunlight, Unfortunate implication. I mean, extraordinary implications in other forms of medic. Oh God! And are we even doing regular cargo anymore? Is what I want to know. Don't think we have anything else we can do here, right? Okay. We need to bring coffee here. Everybody wants freaking coffee. All right, let's go. Oops, I probably should have gotten that supply. And it's too late now. So yeah, no cannibalism until I say so. Understood? Frank, maybe you shouldn't have had those extra calories, because unfortunately, if I gotta make a decision here, you know, giveth and taketh. The hell is that? Probably something we can't sail through, so... Yeesh! That's a vertebrae up there. I'm pointing. Why am I pointing at the screen? And a rib cage. The Z-port course afloat. So much carrying. We approach the sheds on late. I hear voices. That's usually never a good thing. Hit Z-bat. It's got to be a location around here. It's got to be between two aisles. Ooh, pause. We're going in. Enemy supplies are we're in deep shit. Razia's Reef. Excellent. Getting a lot of fragments. I think we got a secret too. Giant hole. It's not a reef. That's a freaking that's a either a skull or a what the hell? Your cheek are wet. You think from that sweat, but then sorrow hits you like fading stalactite. You're weeping, a double or inconsolable. Control! You have tides. Oh, you dig your nails into the palms of your hand, pacing the ship. The sorrow retreats like mist to the borders of your thoughts. You master yourself, but the taste of salt remains. But we lost the salt, so I can live with that. It only doesn't cost us that much. Schlappenport. Yeah, that's like a skull or a, Can I not fucking remember it? Girdle. Waist girdle. God damn it, hip bones. I can't remember the actual name for it, which makes me ashamed. The Checklinate. A shell as big as a wild dream. Yeah, so this is like knowledge. Or nowhere. K-N-O-E-W where in Marvel. The Marvel Cinematic Universe, in which they do it in the head of a celestial. Now we're doing it in the body of a giant. It's probably the skull here, and that was the, Why is my brain doing that? I know what it is. The hip bone. Oh, gods. Alright, shore leave. High-risk challenge. Waves lap at the slabby sides of a vast turtle shell, bigger than any cathedral. Kellenites loaf on wooden docks like shell sides, staring sullenly. Lamps hang like decorations at the festive butcher's window. All around to see his ranks with slabs of ancient flesh. Ew. Port Ramil. How does one express this very striking smell? No matter what details you try to record, the stench creeps in around the edges of the sentences. The Kellenites watchful despite the reek. Movement along the mimetic scraps of long-abandoned monster carcass. Frequent duels where the stink is thickest. Well, this is great. Tales for the bone. Someone's crying in unusual wares. Follow the sound. Show up a hunting trophy. Trade a hunting trophy for an outlandish artifact. Alright. I think we can sell those for 50. No, we're going to do better off with the transmuting them into the wakeful idols. So we're better off there. Let's get involved in somebody else's issues. Again. Someone is crying for unusual wares. Bring him a tale. Scrawny man squats beneath the awning of a colored whale skin. Bring me your tales, he cries. Tales for the bone. Pay the Jandeler to inscribe a Z-story onto a hunting trophy, and you'll receive an outlandish artifact. One supply, one Z-story. Memoirs, Glorious Bone 0. Hunting trophy. You know what? I'm actually okay with this, even though it's probably a loss. The bones of the matter. Whistling, the chronicle does his work. With a flourish, he returns you a beautifully engraved piece of bone. A good tale, good enough. He leans closer. You are a Z-captain, aren't you? Bring me a tale worthy of the bone, and I will shape something worthy of you. I've long sought the tale of the glory's end. Hello? What did I say about this being the broken timeline? Absolutely. The glory here is the same as it is in Cultist Simulator. It is the ultimate unknowable God force beyond all concepts. The light that illuminates all things into being. So, like I said, this is a timeline in which the Watchmen, the Colonel, and the Mother of Ants never existed. This is what would happen if time had progressed normally in the Cultist Simulator universe. Your decision of whether this timeline or that timeline is better. Okay. Glory is what we call this beast. Yeah, it's calling this beast here, but remember that the universe is always, always, in every form of pre-Judaic Christianity form, in existing indigenous, the universe is made on the corpse of a giant being. It's Ymir in Norse mythology. It's Tiamat's consort in Mesopotamian. I can go on and on. I mean, indigenous, or what they a giant creature that devoured all things was slain, so that those things can be released into a new universe. Essentially, that's their version of the cycle of life in Bushmen. I know, I'm trying to remember. Aboriginal, there we go. Aboriginal lore in Australia. It's everywhere. That's what the glory is. I mean, it's only in the Watchman's retelling of the story that it becomes an unknowable light, because he wants to play up the idea of light being eternal and good. Kind of like Marika in Elden Ring, if you've been playing that as well. She's a great deconstruction on light is good. If you don't want to play a Souls game, and I understand not wanting to play a Souls-like game, go check out the massive amount of lore videos. Oh God, so I'm trying to. Smog does some good ones. Next time we do this, I'll go take a list of it. But yeah, they go into deconstruction of light is good and the cancellation of death being a bad thing. The dark, it has to be balanced. You can't have one or the other, not the other. Anyways, enough of that. We know your memoirs, Glory Bound's qualities. Now, Scrimshaw Chronicles asked you to seek the tale of the Glory's death on History's beach. Okay, he lists around you the turtle shell. None, because the turtle, by the way, is the one in indigenous lore. I don't remember which one specifically. Is it Asian? In which that the earth is balanced on. None still live from those days when we slew her. The saying is the tale still lives in history's beach. Bring me that tale. Where the hell? Scrimshaw tells you the tale can be found in history's beach. Well, we're going to check out a lot of beaches. Maybe it's Astival. But let's check our journal on that one. Okay, so we're not going to... History's Beach. We basically got to solve that one. All right, but let's see what we got for shops. Sapphires. Carboy of what the hell? Primordial Shrieks. Okay. Saint Nomad's Heart. Searing Enigma. Whispering Trophy Case. Veils +7. Stygian Ivory. We can buy it here. Of course, it's cheap here. You don't sell fuel. That's the problem. So I've got to get by with 2 and 9. All right, so this means we directly have to send... You had directly have to go somewhere we can buy shit. Pause for a moment. Good about that one more. Theoly doesn't have one. Con Shadow does. We might be able to make it. Godfall does not have any food. Polythrone does not hold food. Astival is a hell of a run, but that's also going to be through possibly enemy territory. Our best bet is to, if we can make a direct run to Shunt Shadow, it is the closest. If we can't, we're going to have to head to Astival and possibly lose some people. But, yeah, that's our best bet at the moment. Oh, well. Or actually, the easiest one would be to head all the way up here to... Actually, yeah, that's our best bet. We head up here, we grab some really overpriced food and fuel, then we start heading again. Always, want to take the... always want to take the... road. It's easy. I mean, the not easier, but guaranteed road here. Plus, we'll also stretch out our map a bit. Might find a few more fragments. I mean, okay. Oh, I love that sound. I know I keep saying it, but I do. There's also something over there we can check out. But, hey, a couple islands. Must be the bits and pieces. Tussler's Channel. That's the skull. Of whatever they slew. The giant that they slew to make this world. Because, if you think about it, the black waters beneath us are the infinite void. And every place on here is in the back of an eldritch abomination. So, yeah. It's, this is what being amidst, mythology is like. This is the world. It is a place that the greater has been sacrificed for the development of the smaller, but more developed. But I think actually it's also a wave front. I think in what we're dealing with in this time and place is that we are coming close to a point where we're going to have to do the reverse and start sacrificing back to the primal, whether we want to or not. Also, we can sacrifice a lamentable relic, and we can start our little game. Do it. When the waves settle, you will see falling snow and black bark. You will see 2 men standing in wintry woods. The younger will prove himself to the older. The others have done so before, the others will do so after. The vision will change. The old man will sip coffee in a sunlit street. He will write an order. He will send a pawn below to London. We use the we use the nonlinear effect to see the future. Therefore, we know what's going to happen. We write it down. We use it as bait for the spy. We have a 40% chance of pulling this off. Well, you know, that's just how we go. That's how we roll. Supplies. All right. Probably, if we're going to do this, let's do this properly. Let's make a plan. Now, we could go straight to Palmerton, get the cheapest stuff, back to Shadow, then do our usual strike here, and that actually makes the most sense. We can even swing around here to complete the map and get to Palmerton, because we got to go one way or the other. We haven't gone south. That will allow us to refuel the cheapest we have. Then we head straight down to Con Shadow. Or if we have enough fuel and we don't have any, actually we go to Con Shadow because we want to get more of our watchful idols. 8 idols, all of them when we get to Poly 3 and we'll convert it to that. That's 800, by the way. Hit the Estival, we get the Sunlight, take a wound for that. Then we head to Port Cecil, Gator's Mourn, Station 3. Decide whether we're going to Fathom King Cold to get in, to see what we can get there, or by spreading off secrets. Or no, actually we have to take the Shintalak to Gator's Mourn, Station 3. Hit that. Buy the Judgment Egg for the Iron Republic. Head up here, grab hopefully another piece of intel. We will not be hitting the surface. Then fall in London. That is a trade route. We have developed a trade route, which is kind of awesome when you come right down to it. But I'm thinking also looking at the time frame that we're going to have to save that for the next episode because we have gone quite a bit here. But yeah, like I said, this is kind of how you do the back and forth. You figure out what works, what doesn't. You come around. Now the thing is, for example, once we figure out how much of the Stygian ivory we have is sold here at Polythrene, if we choose to, like there's 23 up there, if it's worth it, we can go back and forth between Gank Pole and Polythreme in order to absorb that, if we really spend the fuel. I don't think it's actually worth it. We're picking up Stygian and ivory all the time. We're also got to figure out what the hell we're going to do at History's Beach. One thing I really want to check. Have we hit every port yet? I don't think so, but... Okay. Yeah, that's a problem. I don't think we have. You must have mastered the map, she said softly. Entered in every house of every power. You will need to bring a burning truth to match a burning name. Okay, so we got a bunch of stuff to do before we can get her. Ask her what? Salt's song. We need to also go back and get our Salt's blessing. I don't know why the tears took it out. Next time, I guess we'll just let it happen. Maybe it's because of the high. Yeah, by the time we get to Hell, we should have more than 70 terror easily. It's 61 right now. Anyways, this is your captain, Fantastic World, saying a farewell from the HMS Fantastic Voyages 2. Hope you enjoyed our voyage with us today. And we, of course, here at on the Sunless Sea beneath Lovecraft Country, hope you like, share, subscribe on your way off the gangplank. Anyways, I'll see you next time. Bye.
I'd like to thank my Acolyte level supporters whose contributions help this channel grow and hastens the inevitable digital apocalypse and rise of the Dark Lords of Content and Data.